I didn't mention, is within 48 hours of Pearl Harbor, they imprisoned over 1,200 Issei, that's our parents' generation, who were the leaders in our community. They were the Buddhist and Shinto priests, the teachers in the Japanese language schools, those who were publishers of Japanese language newspapers, prominent business people. They were all taken off and imprisoned without any charges or anything. And so the leadership in our own community, was taken away from us. So there is truth in what you're saying.
And also, just remember that it was the army who forcibly removed. So what you don't see in a lot of the photographs from the War Relocation Authority that were taken of the forced removal is the presence of the military, armed military. So these communities were forcibly removed at gunpoint. And so that's something else to think about in terms of outward resistance and the sort of compliance. And Japanese Americans during their incarceration did resist in various ways, but I'll leave it at that.
Me?
Yeah.
Well, thank you very much. John, I actually have 2 points real quick. The first one actually was to you. Thank you all very much for sharing your stories and your thoughts on things, first off. But you said that you were deeply concerned that it would only take one trigger moment to cause this to happen again. And to that, I just want to remind you, we already had that trigger moment. That trigger moment was 9/11. There were 3,000 people that died, and I know that there were Muslim Americans in that building, but that was a direct attack that was then followed up by war. And if we were going to make the same maneuvers during that time period that we had made years ago, but remember we had the civil rights movement since then. And I just wanted to bring that up because I think that's a fundamental flaw in your thesis. And I'm happy to talk to you about that. And the other thing is I heard you talk about fear, Jaylani. And there's one thing that you could do very easily that would help alleviate a tremendous amount of fear in this community. And that's in the Holy Land trial, there was evidence that was brought up, and it's well documented. Anybody can go online and find it, where there's documents that point blank show that CAIR is a front group for Hamas and for the Muslim Brotherhood, and that you do fundraising for them. So my question is if you want to be our friend and you want to be part of the community and you want us to accept you more and more and to work with you and to be less fearful of what's coming in and what's going on, are you willing to condemn both Hamas and the Muslim Brotherhood?
So when I said that, my statement is a statement of belief, not a statement of fact. And I hope I am wrong. But I believe that this could happen again. I didn't say that it will definitely happen. But we're making the same mistakes that we made in 1942. And we're on that path. And so part of the reason why we're here today is because we hope that doesn't happen again. We're trying to make sure that it doesn't happen again. I want to be wrong. I don't want to be right about this. So that's all I'll say about that.
Thank you for a candid question. I think it was last year I was in this room and I was not the panelist. I was sitting back there and Governor Dayton was talking and somebody asked me if I was a terrorist, and I was a terrorist organization. CAIR is the largest American civil rights and civil liberty organization. We have 35 chapters across the United States. We're an American organization. We are grassroots organization supported and funded by people locally, people who look like you and look like me. I understand that my organization comes under a threat and comes under attack. And the reality is, I know why we come under attack. It's not because of our silence. It's because we carry a big stick. We remind people of the Constitution. We remind people that American Muslims are exactly like everyone else. And we're not going to allow anyone to threaten us or create the fact that Muslims have to hide. And so we are an organization just like any other organization. We get audited, we get reviewed, we are a state accredited organization. And so if you think we are a terrorist organization, then call the FBI and let them know. Let them investigate you. Okay? Otherwise, I would say, and this happens, by the way, across the United States, is this. Every single talking point that I've been asked by anti-Muslim organizers in the state of Minnesota are being verbatim being asked across the entire country. And whenever I have a conversation with someone who has been misinformed, and I give them information,
It's evidence.
I guarantee you 110%, there is nothing beyond that question.
It's
There's
evidence.
nothing beyond that question. So what I will say is this. The reality is, I can take it. My community members, some of them
Do
maybe.
you denounce Hamas and the Muslim Brotherhood?
I am a civil rights organization in the state of Minnesota.
Hey, that means no.
We're asking you to answer the question in order to help alleviate the fear.
No,
If
it's
that's
not
what
going to
you,
alleviate any
it
fear.
will,
No,
actually.
it's not going to alleviate any fear.
See,
What's
you
going to
want-
happen
So
is,
you do support Hamas?
the question you're asking me and the questions you're asking me, you didn't come up with them. You downloaded it from somewhere,
So what?
No, I
and that
didn't.
you're asking me as a
I
way,
can see this trial, it's right here, I got it, right here. all
that's good
backed
for